Money,
Good,
money, money, money. You know,
good afternoon.
we're always talking money. So, Stevie, go ahead, get the show introduced. Let's roll.
Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon out in Liberia. Good afternoon around the world. This is Dr. Positive here on Liberia Shall Rise. I'm here with my own brother from another mother, all the way in the cool place called Colorado.
You got
Mr.
it.
Sharif. How are you?
I'm doing well, boss. How's everything going in the Lone Star State?
Everything is going fine, but Mr. Sharif, quickly, I know I'm hoping that you and the family are doing well. I hope our country, everybody in Liberia, which both of us just came from, is doing great. You know, I
Me too.
already
I'd lie to you. I said I went to Liberia. Who you don't know where I came from.
okay, all right, but I already miss home, brother. I already miss home. And Sharif, quickly, you know that the chicken in Liberia is actually rare. The meat from the chicken is actually rare. Did you know that?
I did not notice it. I don't want to put things out there, but I'm not a meat eater. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat meat. I don't eat any of that stuff.
You
So I was
missing a
just
lot
eating
of
my
good
brown
stuff,
rice with okra and bitter ball.
but you're mixing a lot of good stuff. But brother, I actually noticed that the chicken in Liberia, the real country chicken, the meat is red. The chicken we eat in America here, the meat is cream. It's cream, like it's not like it's cream, and when you're eating it, it actually look like dust, like you know. But the
Wow.
meat in Liberia, the flesh stay together, like the chicken actually. Anyway, let's forget that. Let's talk about it. Let's go on our topic today. So, family, forgetting chicken, eating chicken, and everything. Let's talk about our topic today. Today on Liberia Shall Rise, we have a question, and this question is for all Liberians. Can a nation build a strong tax culture if trust in government is low? That's our question today. You know, we're going to be talking about things that the Liberian government doing to raise money, the taxes. They're going to be bringing value added tax. That means when you buy something, they look at the value of that thing and they add taxes on it. Then also one thing we have in Liberia right now, to register your vehicle is about $203. So we want to talk about all those things and see what benefit it will bring to our country and how this will benefit the poor people. So, Mr. Sharif,
Mm.
again, welcome to Liberia Sharad. Maybe you should play the song for us small so we can share the show and invite other people because I don't want just you and myself to lecture here today. I want other people to hear us. Is that okay?
That's good with me. Lord, you're the boss. Wherever you want to go, the direction you want to roll, that's where we're gonna go.
All right.
So,
Thank you,
on that
sir.
note, I'll play a good song.
Oh, hail Liberia, hail. Oh, hail Liberia, hail. This glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. The new home name, great be her fame, and mighty be her powers. Oh, oh, hail, oh, hail. Oh, hail, oh, hail, oh, hail, the Lone Star forever. Oh, hail, Liberia, oh, hail.
All right, Mr.
Man,
Sharif.
I'll stay here and listen to that song all day, man. I love that song. Again, I keep saying it, but I gotta bring our brother on the show so we can talk about the inspiration behind the song, and definitely we'll be talking about some other things. But no, I'm super excited that today we get to talk about boring stuff. Boring in the sense that not too many people sit there and start thinking about taxes, right? If you are in countries like America, you and myself, we sit there and start thinking about taxes because we
Mhm.
know taxes are just part of our life. We got to pay the house taxes. We got to pay our other taxes that we have to do, our income taxes. We got to
Mhm.
do state taxes if you have in your state. We got to deal with all these taxes. So as a result, that's just part of our life. You know, when you go to the grocery store, you go buy something,
You pay
taxes
tax.
to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you go
Mm-hmm.
to the gas station to buy gas, taxes are added to it. But
Yep.
if I drive my car, go to Liberia and pull up to the gas station, I get the guy my $20, I say, hey brother, I'll take $20 gas. He doesn't say plus tax, it will be $4.23. So
Yeah, yeah,
people don't really know that they pay taxes in Liberia.
yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah.
yeah, when I go down Waterside to buy from Jallo or to buy from our Liberian brothers, when they ask them how much for the gene trust is, they say $10. Put my hand in my pocket. I say, oh, I can get US so I can pay in Liberty. They say, yeah, 2000, whatever, 100. Give it to them.
Okay.
They don't say plus tax.
And that's, start lying. You don't negotiate with the minute. Tell them say I will give you 20. It's like, you don't tell people say you're taking the tax from there already. So if the people are charging you tax, you already negotiating the tax also.
No,
Yeah.
but the point I'm making here, though, when you
Mm-hmm.
don't go to a grocery store, you don't go to the supermarket, or you don't go places, and then they say, oh, your goods is this and this. Like when you go down Waterside, you're not
Mm-hmm.
adding taxes on those chains.
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah,
though you're not, they tell you the football boots you want to buy, they say $20, you're giving it 20. You don't give $22.92, right?
yeah.
And so those are the kind of thing I'm talking about. So because of that, most Liberians look at it just like, why y'all talking about taxes? Y'all keep talking about taxes. We don't pay. We don't do taxes. You can go if you want. We don't do taxes. We don't do any of that stuff. So it's the same way. When you get to Liberia, you get to the gas station, you pay a $20 for your gas, whatever gallon gas you want. They don't say, oh, plus tax is so and so. So,
But
so
Sharif,
today we'll be talking about boring stuff. So let's talk
yeah.
about that.
And I think this is an important point you raised, right? Where we don't negotiate, like you can negotiate all you want, but you don't pay taxes on your negotiation, right? So yeah, so basically, I want to touch on everything that you're talking about. Whether when we go down water side, we negotiate, and another thing that we pay taxes, kind of a hidden tax on that we don't notice is when you're doing money transfer. Right now, when you're sending people money now, they say, "Oh, you got to add a transfer fee." Beside or the subtraction, because we pay money to send money already. Then when you sending that money to somebody, they will also tell you add the subtraction, the fee the people will charge. So we are paying two fees to send money to people. You understand? So we in the diaspora, you're muted, Mr. Sharif. We in the diaspora already paying multiple taxes. You pay
Sure.
the transfer fee and then you pay the receiving fee because the person receiving the fee got the 2% fee that they have to subtract. So imagine that, Mr. Sherry, we already paying multiple fees on things, and
Yep.
then now the big thing is now when you come to Liberia now, not just paying fees, you now have to pay taxes. So it's good for the government. It is good for the country in a way, but in a way too, looking at it on a bigger level, it may be bad for us and the common people. So the common person who don't have job, the common person uh, who don't have anything, any source of income, now they will have to add that extra 10 cents or that extra $1 on there to pay taxes. So what is your take on the first thing? Let's start with the easy one, which is the value added tax. How do you think Liberia will be able to implement that? Who keep track of the tax that is being collected? And I'll give you one typical example. Every time you go park your car down Wallace, we have the MCC guys come and collect 100 or 50 Liberian dollars from you, but it's
Sure.
going in their pocket. It's not going in like a cash register.
How do
So
you? How do we know? You know.
uh,
Mhm.
is that money going to the government? That's the first thing. So now, if we are collecting taxes, are they going to say that every who on board are selling on the board, a wheelbarrow board, they will
Mhm.
have a machine that will report the tax to the government, or how is this tax going to be assessed and how is it going to be collected? Let's start with that, Mr. Sherry.
No, no. I mean, basically, I'm right there with you because myself, I pay. Uh, there's a funny story. I drove to Randall Street, got to him Randall Street, and I'm waiting there, and of course, the MCC guy gave me a ticket. I parked the car, went down Waterside. When I came back up, the ticket was on the car, and I was on the phone with one of my friends who live in the country. So the MCC toll person was not present to get the money from me. So I'm just sitting in my car. I wanted to leave, but I can't leave because I feel like this is so wrong for me to just leave without paying for this ticket. So I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm talking to him, and this guy used to work in government. And we are chit chatting. I said, man, somebody, I mean, the toll person left a ticket on my car, but I cannot leave because they are not here for me to pay them. I don't want to leave because why if they go ahead and post something out there? They said they put my license plate out there and they said the man did not pay for his ticket. The guy, so the guy started laughing at me. The guy said, "I mean, I beg you. You know how many times we have gone down Waterside, just drive away with our ticket. If the
Mm.
men are there for you to pay them, just leave."
That's
So,
well. Mm.
so I said, "My man, I can't do that. I can't do that. Why if they got my license plate and then they post something out there and then before you know it, the police seize my car and arrest my car. Then the guy said, yeah, they got rid from America for true."
Yeah, so I think, Sherry, this is the thing, right? When a system is set up, we that are
Mhm.
already in a system that work, you
Yep.
kind of mentally believe the system will work, right? I
Sure.
think so. Is your the impact? That's why he said you are ready for America because the impact of what you have experienced here. When
Yeah.
police put ticket on your car, you know something you got to pay for that ticket, right? So
Or on the ticket, there's a little website, www, that you can pay online.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if you don't pay, there's an implication. Your license is already collected.
Yeah, yeah. So the fact that in reference to that, like you were saying, is there a database now that MCC, when they give you that little ticket, is there a database that they use to track your car so that the next time Sherry passing around, the police can automatically pull you over and say you owe MCC parking, we're gonna seize your car and all those things. So that's, I mean, that's the kind of fear you have, Mr. Sherry, and I believe you. I think you are totally correct for having that fear, but is Liberia prepared or is Liberia even ready for that kind of system? Do they even have anything that tells when your car is marked
Yeah.
where if the police will be able to find you or if MCC will be able to find you the next time? But yeah.
But you're judging by what my friend said, clearly they don't have any system that way. Because he told me, he said, do you know how many times they give us ticket and we just drive away and we don't even pay? And so that brings me to my point that you were making. Because if MCC gives Stephen Keller, they gave you 100 ticket,
Mm-hmm.
and you went ahead and you pulled 100, I mean, maybe they pulled 50 tickets on cars,
Mm-hmm.
and you're expecting that you will get paid at the end of the day. Maybe you think that driver is going to wait there for 1 hour. And then at the end of the day, because you were not present, that driver took off with a ticket without paying you. Now, how do you make your report? How do you go back now and give a full report and say, look, I took 100 ticket, I was able to give 40. Here is the balance 60. Here's the money for the 40. So the fact, I don't know for a fact if that system is in place. And because I don't know for a fact, I cannot truly say that the money actually is going to a particular coffer where they can go back. I don't know, maybe it's going to MCC account, Stephen. But right now, I don't know exactly where that money go. I don't know exactly how it impacts the country. So I don't know if that money is going to the treasury of the country because I pay like that particular story I was telling you. I waited until the young lady show up. I gave her the $50, and then actually I didn't have 50. I just gave her the $100 bill. So she said, "Oh, let me." She was looking for the change, so I told her, I said, "Ma, buy a cold water," and I left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I and
So okay. So for
Mhm.
me, I tested the system out, right?
Okay,
I tested the system out. Somebody gave me the sticker a night before, like almost it was almost like 4 p.m. in the evening, right? So I didn't really use it. And they said once you pay this amount, you go all over Monrovia, you don't have to pay again, and you put a sticker on your car, and you don't have to pay again. So I paid $100, the 100 Liberian dollars to him, and
Mhm.
I think it was $50. But like you, I was just giving 100. I was just giving 100 Liberian, right? So I
Sure,
gave
sure.
him the 100, and he said, "Oh, thank you." Then I went, but then I tested the system. The next day, I didn't take my sticker out, right? So
Uh-huh.
I went somewhere else in Monrovia, and the guy was like, "Oh, you already have the sticker on your car, so you don't have to worry about paying again." So the system, even though you may think it's working, but it's not working because I don't think they have a way of even tracking daily what kind of sticker you put on a car. Is it one color? So for Monday, do you have one color for Monday? If they don't have a database, maybe they should start making it in a form of a daily stickers. For Monday, this is the sticker you get. Tuesday, this is a sticker you get. Wednesday, this is a sticker you get. So if somebody show up with a Wednesday sticker on Monday, you know that person have a fake sticker, right? Because like you are saying, people will find a way to beat the system, right? So you knowing that like the guy in Liberia that you're talking to, who already part of the system and they beating the system, they will know that, hey, the people don't check, they don't have a database to catch my car. So when I come, once I get out one sticker, I'll keep it in my car for a month. You understand? I actually tested it for a day and it didn't work, but I still pay the money because just the fact that I see them out there, right, directing traffic to help you park, I see it as a way of contributing to the system, right? So that day, I actually still pay the same 100 that I kept my sticker on there, but I still give the person the 100 Liberian dollars that I have that I'm supposed to pay, you know,
Yeah, I know we definitely want to get to our topic. We'll be talking about all the value-added taxes. We'll be talking about different taxes here, and but you know, these stories are super important for us to tell some of these stories, right? The only thing that I really kind of tested was I didn't test it by choice. And you know, in Liberia, you know, sometimes you just got people on the sidewalk when they find dirty water somewhere, they congregate over there and they start washing cars. So we all take a car there, they start washing it with the dirty water there. So basically, that's what they did. I went to one of those car washing places right by SKD, and there was a nicely dressed man over there. As soon as I pulled up, you know, he came straight to my car and said, "Oh, Chief." And that's another thing that already get on my nerves. See, people that are older than you, they're calling you Chief, they're calling you Papa. Forget that story. You know, forget that other story. But you know, so I mean, he said, "Chief, you know, I got gas coupon in my hand. I got gas coupon here. I want to sell to you. I mean, I want you to give me something for it so I can get it." So I said, how much is the coupon? And he said it was $45. So he said, so I told him, and then of course me questioning stuff, and I said, "Well, wait, brother, let me ask you this. I thought only government officials have gas coupon, they have gas slip and all of this. So how did you acquire yours?" And then he said, "Oh, I work for one of the local ministries." He couldn't tell me the ministry. So he said he worked for the local ministry and that's how he got gas. So I said, "Oh, so you're one of the big guys then working for the ministry, because if you're getting gas coupon, clearly you got a car. So for you to get gas coupon, right? So you're a big boy at the ministry." And then he started laughing. He said, "My man, leave that thing. I will give you the gas coupon." So I told him, I said, "Brother, which gas station?" He said, "Aminata." So I said, "Look, I don't know your system. I want you to get in my car. We'll go to Aminata gas station. You will fit it up. I'm not giving you money and then you can't leave. I go use the coupon. They tell me they don't work." So he got with me. We went to the gas station. He filled up the tank, gave the coupon, and then I gave him the $45.
Wow.
This story to share this with you. This is someone who works in the government. Clearly, he's not a janitor at the ministry. If he was a janitor at the ministry, there's no reason he getting a gas coupon. But the fact that he's getting gas coupon, that means he works for the ministry, and not just as a janitor, but someone who also have a car for him to be in that position. But the fact that he was now taking his gas coupon to go sell it, when he's sneakingly coming to me, probably talk to me about it, I felt bad for him. That means there's someone who is in higher position in the ministry and he has not gotten paid, or maybe he's squandered his paycheck. Now in the middle of the month, he's looking for money. So he got to start selling the gas coupon and everything else. Now, the truths of that story. And so now we can jump to the tax questions that you have for today. Except you get one more story you want to share, and then we
and I just wanted to chime in on that. Like the system itself is broken all over, right? So where things supposed to be used for government officials or government benefit is being sold, and whole lot. So how many? The question is, who keep track of this gas coupon? Then how many is out there that are being sold for the benefit of the person who that coupon was given to, and how many do they give out a month to each employee, right? And that's the place. Those are the things that we have to fix, and that's what the topic asks the question: if government is already not trusted, can we trust them to collect all this money that we will be talking about soon, right? And you mentioned something earlier that I thought it was a good segment way for us to segment into this topic. You stated that the money that was being collected was not being tracked. It wasn't in a government system. So how do we know that money is actually coming to the government? So the answer to that question for you is we have something now that we are tracking. The $200 that they collect for motor vehicle registration is being tracked. I can say it's being
Absolutely.
tracked because you go to an entity, you don't go to Waterside and see the person in a green shirt and getting $100. It actually goes to an entity, and I know that entity has a bank account associated with that $200, and that $200 is being collected from every Liberian that own a vehicle. You understand? So I think that money is being tracked. So let's talk about the money now that at least we know that it's being tracked. You
Man,
ready for
Steve,
that?
this is such a beautiful question you asked, and I'm glad you asked this question because me personally, I have shipped two cars to Liberia. 2024, I shipped one, and 2025, I shipped one. And the
Mm,
reason I did that, Steve, is because when I was in Liberia 2024, I was like most quote unquote visitors who go to Liberia, and you get so excited because I wanted to get on the keke, I want to get on a motorcycle, I want to do this, I want to do that. And on one of those trips, I know my aunt just kept telling me, "Don't get on the bike, don't get on the bike." I didn't listen. I got on the bike, going towards Camp Shuffling. I think there's a different name, that military barrack. We
mhm,
had an accident at the place called Art, and I fell from the bike. I scraped my side. I had to go to a clinic called All Grace Clinic in
mm.
that I think Dwazon area somewhere
Well,
in that.
sorry, it wasn't bad, man.
Oh man, I thank God there was no vehicle behind me because we just washed out on the main road.
Mm,
On the
mm,
main road, if there was a car coming from behind us, man, you guys will be telling different story. But thank
mm,
God. So in that particular moment, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do this anymore. Since I come here every year, I'm gonna ship a car. I shipped a car 2024, and I shipped a car last year. The registration fee was I didn't register myself. I sent it. Somebody picked it up. They went, did all the registration, all the insurance. So by the time I got there, it was done. $200 I paid for that registration. Now, that $200, I can't tell you exactly because I myself did not go to do the registration. But that $200, whether it was made at Transport Ministry or whether it was made at the Liberia Traffic Management, the new LTMI company that is set up, whether that's where it was made, that money, yes, we should be able to track it. We should be able to track it. And when you drive in Monrovia, there are so many cars. Forget the motorcycle, forget the keke. But there are so many vehicles on the streets in Monrovia that sometimes you can sit in a gridlock traffic and just be there, especially rush hour. You could just be there for sometimes a whole hour. You sit in traffic. And
mm,
so forget Monrovia. Let's think Grand Basso. Let's think Grand Gila. Let's think about all these other counties, and they are registering their vehicles. And so to go with the analysis that you put together, though, I will leave that analysis with you. But definitely, there is a system that the government is actually keeping track of that money. Transportation Ministry was one of the biggest money making ministries in the country. 2023, 2024, they make big money in our country. And I think that is why the Transport Ministry was actually, they were protesting when this branch, when the Liberian government was about to pass on start the LTMI, the Liberia Traffic Management office, when we're setting that up.
mhm,
Transport did not want to lose that. They wanted to still do all the registration, everything else. They did not want to lose that because they know how they were making money. And
mm.
so basically, yes, the government should be able to track that money, how much they make from transport, and they should be able to tell us how much they collect annually because every
Mm.
year the vehicle is being registered.
Yeah, so Sharif, for me, I know we don't have Sapolosia, the smart guy here today, right?
Mhm.
So I struggle in math class a little bit. So me, I just like simple math. You
Yeah,
understand? Even
yeah.
math that has zero, I can calculate it easy. So I
Sapolosky
was
did not, that boy did not study math at all because he was good at it.
Yeah. So any map that start with 0 and 2 and it make it
Even
easier
number.
for me to calculate. Yeah, it make
Yeah.
it easier for me to calculate. So what I did was they said I paid $200, and I think when I was in Liberia, the person I was speaking to said $203, but I'll leave the $3 off because then they start making the math hard for me. You understand? So I just said $200. You take $200. If we assume, right? If we assume that we have 500,000 vehicles right now roaming the streets of Monrovia. That's $100 million. $100 million. That's what Liberia will collect every year. $100 million
Yeah.
every year. No question asked. Because the vehicle registration is $200. And I don't know who decided on that number. Because even me, who come from America, when I went to Liberia, said $200. I said, no, I pay $75 in the US. And I pay $75 in Texas. So how can Liberia be charging $200? That was the first question I asked. I thought the person was lying to me. You understand? So I made my own call and quick. I said the person trying to eat my Sherry, but it's not real $200. Who decided on that $200? I don't know. How they decided on the $200? I don't know. But imagine that though. Why $200? How did the price come up? That was the first question that I asked. And the Liberian people don't see this because you think, oh, I go pay $200, register my vehicle one time, and that's it. But your government is making $100 million every year. Then we have things where teacher salary are not being paid, nurses are not being paid. What is this money going towards? Is it going towards building roads? Is it going towards what?
Okay. So let me throw a little wrench in your in that beautiful monologue you just had, which is great, by the way. I got no problem with it. You're absolutely right. If you got 500,000 cars on the road, the 500,000 cars, you have $100 million, and that 100 million, you should be able to tell us out of this 100 million, maybe it went to supplement the budget, because sometimes the budget is just a projection. They will tell you
Mhm.
this, this, and this, and then they start filling the numbers. They start filling.
Yeah.
So maybe out of the $1 billion that we said it was going to be for the budget, 100 million from vehicle registration went towards 1 billion.
1 billion, yeah.
They can tell us, but they haven't said it, but they can tell us, right? But here's the
Mhm.
thing, Stephen. One of the problems I have, Liberians, we are very good at cutting corners. We are
Mhm.
very good at cutting corners. So that
Mhm.
same 500,000. Oh, my man, you just distracted me. You put River says pro comment there. The man that pastor, my man. I saw the man on Facebook. I mean, that brother, that brother is gifted. God bless that man. The man got to count his top Bible. So next time the man call, I can be more here. The man a pastor. I can do it. So anyway, so out of that, librarians are very good at cutting corners, especially if they know somebody in the system, or
Mhm. Mhm.
especially if they know. So you will have how many of those cars? Think about lawmakers that have been in office for 2, 3 years. I mean, not
Mhm.
2 years, maybe 9 years.
Okay.
Every 3 years, they give them the car, right? Some of
Sharif,
them have 4 or 5 cars.
Sharif,
Yeah.
I beg to differ. The government
Okay.
of Liberia is not corrupt at this point. All I know is they're receiving 200,000. Now, don't try making excuse for them right now
No,
to
no,
start.
no. Let me just say
You
this.
read the Riverside Poor here, I'm a witness. He passed the Liberian government is not corrupt. They're receiving 500, how you call it, for 500,000 cars. They're
100
receiving
million.
100 million. Don't
Okay,
defy that money right now.
look, I agree with
Man.
you. However, I'm still going to say this. There are, I mean, out of that 500,000 vehicles that you see on the road,
Mm-hmm.
it is the probability is high, Stevie. I
It's
don't know.
not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very high. But every time I was on that road, you will see police around. They're looking around. They're telling this person, go back this way. Because most of the cars, unfortunately, they were not registered.
Okay.
They were not registered. They were on the
Mhm.
road, but they were not
And then
registered.
the point you are making, I caught you, or you said the lawmakers may have 5 to 6 cars. So all of those
Yeah,
5 to 6 cars, maybe
yeah.
none of them pay the money to register. Is that what you're going to say?
Yes, sir. Because I got a good example for saying that, Stephen.
Mhm.
2023, when I was in the country, one of the senators, he's not a senator anymore, we're living in his compound. He gave us a car for us to use, Steve. That Saturday, I took the car. I said, I didn't know the system, like what is registered. I don't know. So I took the car, I went to church. My friend who in Maryland can attest to this, and my other friend in Charlotte can attest to this. My brother, I took the car. When I was coming, the police pulled me over. He
Mm.
walked to the car and he asked me, and he said hello, and I said, oh, hello, officer. And I said, I'm so sorry. Why did you pull me over? And he said, oh, your vehicle is not registered. So I
Mm.
asked the dumbest question. I said, sir, how do I know whether the vehicle is registered or not? And then he pointed to the windshield.
Uh-huh.
What tag you see there, sir? So I said, oh, man, okay. So he said, it's not registered. So, and I whispered in his ear, I said, I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing. But this car belonged to a senator, da, 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 da. So,
Mm.
but why the old man register the car?
Mm.
I said, brother, if you could get in the car with me and go to the house, that way you can ask
Yeah,
that
I
question.
see.
So he just told me and said, oh, my man, but then thank you, just shake my hand. So I gave him
Mm.
small thing, of course, and I drove home. But when
Mm.
I drove home now, that's when I told him, I said, oh, but my man, the car, I mean, I told his son, because his son went on the trip with me. I said, oh, the car is not registered. The son said, oh, but yeah, I've been trying to tell you guys to go register. I'm just saying, there are a lot of cars on the road that are not registered.
Mm.
And because they are not registered, the income is not coming to the country.
So you think that the 100,000 out of the 500,000 cars that I'm counting, I
Mhm.
didn't include anywhere else in Monrovia because that 500,000 was just based, assuming the way we can be stuck in traffic in Monrovia, that
Mhm.
500,000 cars, all of them trying to go to Waterside in the morning at 10 a.m. in the morning. Everybody then they open a 3 lane. So that was that was my assumption that the only 500,000 car, all of them hitting Monrovia at the same time, and you'll get the traffic.
Yeah.
So that 500,000 was just for Monrovia, but I'm going to make the number a little bigger for you. Taking the whole of
Mhm.
Liberia, we say 1 million cars are registered.
Mhm.
1 million cars are registered in Liberia. That
Ooh.
means we have $200 million, Sharif. I
Yeah.
still don't want you to divide my money and tell me now. You already told me out of the 500,000, maybe 200,000 that go by truck car and they just on the road, they're not registered. So we still have 300,000 in
Yeah.
Monrovia alone,
Yeah.
right? But the whole country we assuming we have 1 million vehicles in Liberia. That's my assumption. And that 1 million vehicle supposed to make the government of Liberia $200 million. And 200
Yeah.
million, Sharif, 200 million, if you do the budget, 1 billion, you put 200 billion is what percent of 1 billion? At 20%. 20% of the Liberian budget, 200 million coming in vehicle registration. So
Mhm.
you tell me though, tell me if that money is not coming the way it's supposed to come. The first question I want to ask is who responsible for that? Right? We
Mhm.
we making these things, and I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, I agree with your assumption that those vehicles are not registered. If the vehicle is not registered, somebody have to make sure the law is enforced.
Mhm.
Right? Somebody
Yeah.
have to make sure the law is enforced so that if money can come, because they have to make the publicity that this money is important. The first thing we're charging you more.
Mhm.
We're charging you a lot. So this money we're charging you a lot because it's important to help us fix our road. We tired begging for money. We tired begging for things abroad. We tired going to ask for foreign aid, but we need this money. So when your vehicle is not registered, you're going to pay a $500 fine. You
Mhm.
understand? The vehicle,
Sure.
to register a vehicle is $200, but when you not register your vehicle and your vehicle is caught unregistered on the street, it's going to be charged a fine that is higher than the cost of registering your vehicle.
And Steve, I'm really trying. I really want to stay on your topic. I don't want to mess up this beautiful question you
Mhm.
asked about tax. I want to stay on it. But you asking some question that would make me want to go away from your
Please,
topic
no, let's
because
call it small. Let's do the real
yeah,
Liberian discussion, please. Let's
yeah,
go.
because here's the thing though, in Liberia, for me, I always claim Grand Bassa. I grew up among the Bassa people. They used to
Mm-hmm,
have this parable that said, if you hold the rope will hold the bush, right?
mm-hmm,
So now
mm-hmm.
when you ask question like who is responsible, or when the vehicle is not registered, there should be a system in place, right? Now, this is where when you start holding that rope, the rope will hold the bush. The police, the law enforcers, who we saw standing in traffic all day, if they pull me over and they say, my man, your car is not registered, I should not be able to whisper in his ear and pour cold water in his hand and go home. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
even whether the car is for the president, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I should not be able to whisper in his ear and pour cold water in his hand and go home. That car, I step out of the car, the law enforcer does his job and tow that particular vehicle. Whether they're taking it to Central or wherever they have that tow services, they tow that vehicle. It sit there. And when I go to free it, I pay money for the toll place because they kept it there for so many a time. I pay for the toll parking. I pay for
The tow truck.
the tow
The
truck.
tow- uh-huh.
And after I done that, maybe it will cost me $100 US to go through all of that.
Let me say $100. Let's say $300. Let's say it costs you
Okay.
more.
Yeah. So then that teaches me a valuable lesson. Oh, next time I will not let my vehicle go on register because the penalty is Stephen, you and myself here. You think you will allow your vehicle the people send you a slip. Stephen, your vehicle registration is coming up. They send you that slip. If you don't register that and the police sees you, you know the consequences.
Brother, they towed my car for that same reason. My vehicle was unregistered in Texas. They towed my car. I'm telling you, it cost $75 to register my vehicle. My car had an engine light on, so I said, "Oh, let me wait when I face the engine problem before I go and register my car." Sherry, they towed my car. Let me tell you the story. How mean America is.
The following system did not mean.
No, man, it's not me. It's not me. And I think in order for Liberia to raise that kind of money, we have to start taking life serious. You understand? Sharif, they told my car, they said within 24 hours, it costs you this amount. You know how they put calculator 24 hours? From 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. That's 24 hours. Your time change. It's not, even though they brought my car at 12 a.m., they call, the guy said the time the call come in, that's when they start charging. You understand? So they pick up the car at 11 p.m. The car got to the place at 12 a.m. Because I got there in the morning to pick up my car. They charged me 2 days. 2 days. Because the call came in on the calendar date of this day. Right? And then I went to pick up the car on the calendar day of the next day. So they say they don't charge 24, we have 24 hours. That 24 hour is based on the calendar day. So if your car got picked up at 11:59, because that 1 minute extra, you in the other calendar day. So they charged me 2 days, Sharif. So totally, by the time I got through paying for my car, I paid $300, $375. $375, that's what I paid. You understand?
I love it. And basically, that's what I'm saying. So we're speaking my language now. That's what I'm saying when you heard rope hold the bush. Because if our law enforcers have been enforcing the traffic rules, hey Dennis, how you doing, brother? If they have been enforcing the traffic rules, where they find someone who is driving, whether it's a dilapidated car without engine light, car without headlight, or you driving a car that is not registered, let's just get it off the street, tow it, and that car, even though it's not worth $500, but now you got to go pay $500 just to pay for towing fee and all of this.
All the stuff,
it will be different, Steve.
It teaches you your lesson. It teaches you a serious lesson.
There are a lot of cars on that road that people are driving that are not registered. They are not registered. So I'm not saying though, nonetheless, you make your point is correct. Nonetheless, your point is correct. Even if it is 2,000 registered vehicle on the road, where is that money going? We need to know who holds account. And I think that's why they got the LTMI, the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated. They have that organization now. So maybe the accountability will be smooth. Because Steve, another thing, that's why I say you open a can of worm here. Another thing that was happening, brother, was this. I don't know if you ever went to that old transport ministry when it was right there, I think it's Warren Street, between Warren Street and that place. When you went to that place, my brother, to register a vehicle, as soon as you get down, you get all kind of people running towards you.
That they know how to register your car.
Yeah, my man, what you can do, you want to register your car? Oh, I can help you do it. Oh, I'm working here, Everybody was trying to do something to go by your speed. And that thing, if you give money to someone on the sidewalk there for them to register your car, they will go in. That money is not going to the government coffers. It's not going to the treasury. They will go in, and you will be lucky if they bring you the correct document, because there were a lot of people driving on that road too with fake registration.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, yeah, finish your thought. Then I'll add what I wanted to
No,
add.
no, that's the point I was going to make, because some people, they will just give you fake document and you think your vehicle is registered until the police stop you and they say, look, you don't have document.
So Ellen did introduce something for government money transparency, which was a beautiful idea. All the corruption she did, I didn't like about her, but that one thing she did, I think it was beautiful, because there was a track record that you could at least keep track of where money was coming from and where money was going. So, for example, you went to the health ministry for your birth certificate. You had to go to the bank
Mhm.
and pay that money at the bank, come back with your receipt. You understand? Come back
Yeah.
with your bank receipt before they start the process of processing your passport, your birth certificate, or your passport. And I think that was a brilliant idea. They even had somebody from the bank, nobody at the health ministry or nobody at the finance ministry for passport or stuff were collecting the money. You went to the bank, the actual bank, whether it was Echo Bank or whichever bank they partner with, that person was sitting there tallying the government money and giving you receipt before you went to pay it. So if the all system in the country, if they implement that, I think that would be the first way for us to really count the money. You understand? Because me here, not even a math student, when you tell me you're charging $200 for a vehicle registration, I already know we have a lot of cars in Liberia, right? So now I'm doing my math, my lay math that I don't know. I'm already trying to say, what? The government making plenty of money, oh. Then when the government jump out and say, oh, we can get money to make LEC work, we can get money to pay teacher school fee, we can get money to pay teacher salary, we can get money to pay nurses salary at JFK. Where is that money going? Or what that money was allocated towards? Right? Or are they saying all the money that they collect for transport is related to fixing road? Then we'll say, all right, then let's see the road then being built. You understand? So we want to know basically how this funds is coming in. If it's really coming in, all that Gorbachev thing on the side, we need to figure out a way to stop it. And Sharif, it still hurt me to pay $200 to register vehicle in Liberia, but since I know Liberia poor, Liberia suffering, I don't mind contributing to that effort.
Man,
but
yeah, when you say that thing again, made me too fast. Liberia is not poor. We don't have a problem with poverty. We got a problem with management, and we got a
again,
problem with corruption. But I don't think we are poor at all. The
I
country,
take it back.
it's a small country.
I take my statement back. Me, we even promoting that Liberia, Africa is the richest continent in the world. I shouldn't be making that statement because supporting the wrong idea. But sorry, I wrong you on that. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, we just got problem to manage our resources, and we got too many people. You know, like I was giving an example of, you know, you working at this ministry, you go register a car, you got people standing all on the street and just say, "Oh, give me the money, I'll register the car for you." And that money is not going to the government. You got all these Gorbachev thing. Those loopholes got to be closed.
Yeah. So
All
see
those
what
loopholes
Dennis
gotta be
put
closed.
here. See what
Yeah.
Dennis put here. And guys, if you want to call in, please, you can call in. This is the number here. We just Sherry and myself have been going at this. But if you still want to call in, please call in. This is a topic talking about, can a nation build a strong tax culture when trust in government is low? Can a nation build a strong tax culture when trust in government is low? You understand? So Liberia is trying to do everything right. They set up a separate entity called the Liberian Tax Management Association or something like that, that is supposed to be responsible for making sure that Liberia collect taxes and manage taxes well. We have all this money that coming into government coffers. Our question here is they really being collected? Or like my brother Sherry was saying, even the senators that have cars, are they paying money to register their vehicles? So should we extract the government officials' car from that 100 million cars we're talking about? Are they giving free services to government officials, right? Are they giving free services to public servants? Or the senators, are they exempt from registering their car? So that's why your friend never registered his car. Maybe he have some exemption, say when he's senator, he's not supposed to register his car or something, you know. But if you have 6 cars, from my math, 6 times 2, you're supposed to have that total amount of money sent to the government to register those 6 vehicles. Or else, if any of those vehicles be put on the road, I think one mistake that policeman made was, whether it's the president car, I think at the right time to show your role as a public servant. Take that car, get a tow truck, let him tow the car, make sheriff to walk. The fact that he driving or
An unregistered vehicle,
or an
yeah.
unregistered vehicle, make sheriff to walk and go tell the big man that, hey, your car was towed. Even though I call your name, the policeman say you're not taking it, you break the law. So
But,
they
but,
told
but
you.
Stevie, I know we're talking about accountability, taxes being collected. Who is accountable for those taxes? Let's forget about taxes too, right? But that particular scenario, that particular story we just talked about, if I had walked and gone to the house and said, "Oh, Senator, the people say the car not registered, so they told it, they took it to Central." You know what? That senator, if he had gone back with me to Central, you know what was going to happen? Do you know who I am? Do you know this and this? You know, go call your boss, go call your manager, da 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 da. And they will
Yeah.
say, "Oh, yes, sir, Chief, sorry, Chief," and they'll give that car right back to him without accountability. So, accountability, before we start talking about taxes and all of these different things, it starts from the top there. It
Mhm.
starts from the top. It starts from the top. And
But
when you're not taking care of your people, you're not taking care of them, you're not paying them, they don't have a livable wage. These are the things that will happen in society.
yeah, but look at what Dennis just said, right? Dennis is agreeing with everything we're discussing here that the people themselves will be angry. You
Yeah,
understand? The
yeah.
people themselves will be angry. The people that the system's supposed to benefit when you driving your car in the pothole, right? The money
Mhm.
that's going to use to fix your road, you're not paying it, but you want to drive the car on the road. So everything, Sherry, we keep saying this on here, and I hope somebody in government is listening.
Yeah.
Everything has to be a package that is sold to the people. You understand?
Mhm.
The system has to be so such that people see the value to contribute to it. Shall we imagine this? If like we'll come up with an advertisement that says, hey, every time you register your vehicle, this is the road your vehicle registration money is building. You understand? The
Yeah.
police have the right to arrest you or not arrest you, but impound your vehicle when it's not registered. Whether
Mhm.
it's a senator car, whether it's a president car, everybody, the police director gave his people the mandate. If you see any car that is not registered, impound that car, they have to pay this fee. So everywhere is collecting that money. You see how the system works in the US, right? Your vehicle registration is not done by the police, right? It's not done by the police in the US. It's done by a different entity. But they have a communication link with the police that say, hey, if Steven driving that car and is not registered, tow it and make him pay that extra fee. So when he finish taking his money from his car and paying that, the next time he see a vehicle registration, he himself will run to the place to go register a vehicle. So you think next year I will do the same thing? In fact, Shabi, I tell you this thing. The vehicle registration in the US is not year to year. It's not calendar date to calendar date. Right? Because my vehicles will be registered in September of last year. I didn't register my vehicle in September. I registered it this year. It's now from February to September. You understand? So
Mhm.
I already lost time on my registration just because I didn't register it on time. You see,
Yeah.
so the system works so much that it makes people afraid to do the wrong thing. And that's what we are saying. Even though it may hurt Liberian feelings, like our brother saying here, but who will stand up to help develop the country? If these money that we are collecting are meant for development, really, really meant for development, how do we collect it if everybody is bypassing the system?
Steve, and one of the things I know, I really want us to leave the last 10 minutes here for our tax question, right? We're going to talk about the value added tax.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? The reason we don't complain, when I say we, I'm talking about those living in the diaspora, not because we met the people system, so we can't change it. No, that's not
Mhm.
our plan to change it. That it was working before we got here.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I always go back to the Obama question. Obama goes to Kenya, they're asking, like, hey, Mr. President, you are in Kenya. Who's taking care of the country? Mr. President said, look, I don't have to be in America for America to run. There's a system in place. The
Yeah,
system
yeah.
runs the country, right?
Yeah.
And so I always gonna enjoy that particular go back to that question. The reason you and myself don't complain about taxes, we may, but the reason we don't have big issue with it, whether you're taking it from our paycheck, whether we're paying it at a gas station or the grocery store, everywhere we buy something, the system is set up that money is coming from there, it's going straight to the government. government. Taxes, taxes, taxes. What is your local government is going, federal is going. I go right now. This I want to go buy one T-shirt. They say, "Oh, $10 for this T-shirt." By the time the cashier gets through doing that thing, I will be paying $10.45 because taxes automatic. You know,
But Sharif, not cutting
yeah.
you, but you know the one that can help me. I'm
Mhm,
buying something from
mhm.
where China, and they're charging me Texas tax. That
Of
one, that the
course,
most painful part that I can help me.
you
I was
gotta
like,
pay the, you gotta pay that 8.25%. You're right. So here you are. So, but the reason we don't complain about all of these taxes we pay so much, Stephen, because we see it working. The local government don't even have to tell us, hey, your vehicle registration tax is going to fix this rule. I don't care. They don't have to tell me. But we
yeah,
see it working.
yeah,
We have the good school district because we know that tax money is going to take our school district. We have good roads because we know when we see these guys on the side of the road fixing the road, it's coming from the tax money. We
mhm,
have good infrastructure because we know when we see people building and doing tax money is contributing. We have good air to breathe because we know they are taking away all cars and all these different things and paying government officials. We got good public spaces, whether you go to the park or whether you go to, we got all of the recreations, you got all of those things. Tax money is contributing towards some of these things.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we don't complain. We see it working. So
No,
I am not
seriously.
in this chair asking the government, like, bro, hey, tell me the 500,000 cars that you registered, like, bro, where is the $100 million going? I don't need to know. As long as I see something working, roads are built, good drinking water in the country, and safe. Safety at the health center. JFK is functioning. Government hospitals are doing well. You see taxes. Police are getting paid. Civil servants are getting paid on time. You see tax working, people will not complain. But
Yeah.
because we don't see it working, that's why we question it today.
Thank you. No, it's a selling point because, like, I moved in my community here about 7 or 8 years ago, and they have built two brand new schools from the money that I'm paying. And I look at it, I was like, wow, my money really doing well. You
Of course.
understand? So even though the tax I'm paying is high, but I look at it, I was like, this is beautiful. For them to build a school, two schools in my community that are 10 times better than our University of Liberia, that's like people really putting money where they need to put money. You can see it. And even if corruption in the background, you hear people spend money on unnecessary things in the background, but at least you can see the value added on your taxes, right? The value
Mhm.
added tax. So let's just go to segment into that quick. When they talk
Yeah,
about
so
value
so
VAT,
yeah,
right?
so the
What
VAT, they have the signboard all over Monrovia, VAT, VAT, VAT. So basically, how many people selling down waterside you can go to and ask them what is VAT, and they will be able to articulate that. I'm begging
mhm,
you, I'm begging you. You know, our good friend Dennis Ben here, Dennis can kind of look at it. Dennis is not a small potato. So
mhm.
happy here today. Let's be grateful. That mayor for Total, and so, but the value added tax, the way it's supposed to work, this is supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be set at 7%, right? For most of the goods and services in the country. Now, when you go buy something, they just say, oh, okay, we're going to include this particular value added tax just based on the price of that commodity. Then they add the taxes to it, right?
Mhm.
And when you look at all of that, you can who is really, the Lebanese man may be paying that 7 or 12% upfront, but
Mhm.
guess who is
They
double paying
pay
that money?
the consumers, right?
The
Yeah,
consumer. That's
and Sharif, you made a great point on the on talking about the number. It was originally when they were discussing it back then, it was 7%. Now it's 13%. My question keep coming is why 13%? You have people that don't have jobs, right? You have people that don't have a solid flow of income or a steady flow of income, or even if they're working, their salary doesn't come constantly, and you're
Mhm.
charging 13% on goods and services that they buy, right? My question
Mhm.
is, who bear the consequences for that tax? Because if the Lebanese man is, because they will go to the Lebanese man store and say, charge the tax, right? If the
Mhm.
Lebanese man have a cash register, maybe they will be able to keep track of that. But how many guys or how many people selling on the street have a cash register to say, all right, every time you buy something from me, there's a 2% tax or a 13% tax that is being added?
I
right?
mean, it is not. Oh no, finish your point, Steve. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I said, well, who will be able to determine that? And then how would the government be? The government of Liberia is not ready for this. You understand? It's just something they're saying just to say they're doing something else. Because like we discussed, the vehicle registration is going through a system. You don't mandate that every business in Liberia, everybody selling down water side have to have their business registered. Are you now going to start kicking all the young boys on the street that are selling? Are you going to start kicking all the young ladies that are on the street selling their pep or their chicken soup and stuff because they don't have cash register? Or are you going to impose that all of them have cash register? But another thing that just got invented, I'm not promoting it, but BTN is MTN new business transaction stuff where every business can sign up and basically through mobile transfer, you can sell goods and services. So maybe when the government say, hey, every business that is registered, we want to see how much money you make a month so we can charge our taxes on you. So it's before you sell anything in Liberia, you have to have a register or cash register, or you have to have mobile money to collect your money so that we can see how much taxes or how much income you have so we can collect our taxes from that money. Else, the government, I don't know how they're going to do it because you tell me the lady selling the color on the road, the pepper color on the road, you tell her to get a cash register. If that cash register is more expensive than her bottom line, she's not going to buy it. So how is the government going to track the woman selling the pepper color or the woman selling the Kool-Aid down the street?
Yeah, so I mean, I think basically that's the whole thing. You when you really look at it, it's all a matter of semantics. They look at all of these things. I think the government want to do better. They want to put this system in place. They want to make sure that people are actually getting money. But again, I mean, the government is making money. However, though, honestly, in my honest opinion, when you look at the system of marketing that we do in the country, the
Mm-hmm.
way it's still like a barter kind of system.
Oh yeah.
Still barter. You still haggling. You still haggle. You
Yeah.
negotiating prices.
I still got
So
my negotiation skill, brother.
yeah. So I mean, so even if the marketers in Monrovia decided and said, you know what, we are now going to go to the place where we're going to be adding taxes on every merchandise that is sold. By the time we do all that negotiation, somebody been sitting on, I mean, waterside all day, sitting at waterside all day. He or she have not sold one sneaker, and then you are just this customer. It's 4 o'clock. You're trying to pack that thing. You just this customer. You show up. If that sneakers was $500 Liberian, I don't know if that price. I'm giving number.
Hmm.
If it was $500 Liberian, and then let's say plus tax, it get to 550. By the time you get through negotiating, oh my man, I can't give you 500, man. Let me think. I want to get $300, yo. Then the
Hmm.
guy said, oh my man, make it 400. My man, you're the only customer I get. I say all day today. Make it
Yeah.
400. By the time you go through that whole thing, the man he just took a loss from a $500 sneaker. He went to 400,
Hmm.
and then he got to turn around and pay the government your order $50 for your taxes. Where's that money from?
No, no, no.
So I
That
can
that
imagine.
make the that make the discussion fun. Huh? After the man not charge you and he say $400, you pay $400, and man say, man, you got to pay 13% on $400. So give me additional. Yeah, so that the tax have to go to the person purchasing. So the man not gonna wait. He getting $400 from you, then he say go and pay tax. The man will wait when you're finished negotiating. When you're not come to that price, then he say, Sheriff, I agree to get it to you for $400 but you gotta pay 13% on that. You tell me,
That would be the time Jeff put his sneaker down and say, "Give my money and walk away." you know, and that man want to do the business because he been selling all day to the nobody
yeah,
bought
yeah,
one.
hmm,
You see the dilemma this person faced, and
yeah, yeah.
so look, the value added tax. I think the government, the one thing, Stephen, I think we're closing here about the one thing I would say is this. This is my honest opinion. The government makes a lot of money in the country, whether
Hmm.
it's vehicle registration, whether it is taxes that come from those selling metal. You heard the vice president when he was on the radio last month. He talks about how many millions of dollars that we are going to be making from selling metal, and he talks about B Mountain, how much millions of dollars. Selling metal is the highest tax-paying company in the country, and then B Mountain, all these other countries, they pay good taxes to the government. They pay money to the government. But what is happening? The reason Liberians we still question the government taxation system, and the reason we still ask these questions is because when it comes down to it, Steve, you and myself, we don't see taxes working for us. We don't see it working for, when I say us, we're talking about our Liberian brothers and sisters. I don't see it working for them. And just like you and myself made the example, I see how taxes are working here. Sometimes they even take taxes, whether it's taxes from the gas station, they take those taxes and they say we're going to apply it towards mental health. Okay? They apply it towards mental health. And so it is doing something for the community, it's doing something for the people.
And
Yeah, so
man,
okay,
you ran out
so
of data.
I lost you, you ran out of data. But you're still frozen, Steve. I don't know what happened, but you're frozen. You're running out of data. But basically, what happened is you see how taxes work here. Sometimes the people will say, okay, for anybody who wants smoke, we ain't stopping you from smoking, but we'll increase taxes on cigarette. And the money from the cigarette, they will tell you we are applying that money towards mental health. Did they hear in my state?
Yeah, yeah.
Are we going to increase the price? I mean, the taxes on gasoline, and those taxes are going to go to build community services or whatever. They tell you. So if we can see taxes working, if the government can say, look, the taxes that we are collecting for vehicle registration, 50% of that money is going to go for community health, going to be dealing with mental health and all of these different things. Because Zogo problem is everybody's problem. Everybody's problem in the country. So if we can see taxes working for the people, then we'll have no problem. But because we don't see it, we'll continue to question. And that's just where I want to end my note as you wrap up the show.
All right, thank you, brother. All right, family, again, thank you so much for watching. This is Dr. Positive on Liberia Shall Rise, and I was here with my dear brother, the wonderful Mr. Sharif, our smart man on the show here, very, very intelligent. The way he speaks the English, that makes me all one run in the background. But again, brother, thank you so much for all you do for the platform. We really appreciate you. So again, I wish you all the best this week. And enjoy the rest of your week. And I hope someday our country will become better for all of us, where we can see the benefit of the money we pay. So, folks, thank you so much for watching Liberia Shall Rise. This is what we do. We come here every Sunday. We talk about topics that will benefit all of us. This is not, it's politics, but good politics. I mean, we all have to participate in the betterment of our society. So we want to ask you to please share for us. Follow us, tell your friends about this platform, because we are doing something that, if implemented, if 2% of our discussion on this platform is implemented, Liberia indeed going to rise. So this is our challenge to you, to help us share the show, to help us invite people so that we all can be thinking the same way, so that we can know that we can start challenging our government to do the best thing for our people. On that note, I say thank you. Have a blessed week. We wish you guys all the best in everything you're doing, and together we pray that we all can see a Liberia that will be good for all of us citizens, that is doing good for all of us. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, and happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow in the US. You guys enjoy, eat extra. Don't worry about the workout like Mr. Sharif always. He on some kind of diet plan. And actually, Mr. Sharif, I actually joined you. Since I came from Liberia, all the food I ate, I enjoy myself, brother. I was eating the fried fish, not fried fish, the grilled fish for dinner every night. But brother, I came now, I'm juicing.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm juicing for a month. I want my face to be smooth like the way your face smooth, man.
But people, you enjoy your vacation. Yeah, enjoy your holiday. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right, bro. Bye-bye.